Hi, it's Mitch from PickDogs.com. I got the Puck Dogs with me. It is National Championship College Football Monday. We got the big one. Man, they really spaced this thing out this year. It's craziness, you know? So, of course, if you're watching the show, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Those of you that just missed it, I did the I just did the spread knowledge computer pick show. I ran a little late on that one. I started late, so that's why I ran late. It's you have to remember it's 5 o'clock in the morning here in Maui, so I'm up early. It's Monday, so everyone's hammering me with emails. I have all sorts of stuff going on. I just want to say before we get rolling that on this college football season, Chris, along with Andrew and Randy at our website, covered college football for us this year. Everyone knows college football and boxing are my two favorite sports. And I didn't think I was going to have a college football season online. I started the YouTube channel about a month before we launched the website. So we had pretty much the college football season on the YouTube channel to start. And then we didn't start the website until October 4th. So, you know, I think that the job that these guys did for college football this year, man, they just knocked it out of the park. And I have to say also that these guys had options. You know, they didn't have to come with me. I was a startup, you know. It's like I didn't have a website. I didn't have anything. They had a pretty good situation. And, you know, when you built a site like they did with me, you have options. You know, it's like you got, when it comes to internet sports betting, you know, websites, you have a pretty solid resume and body of work there if you've worked with me. And I'm not like tooting my own horn there. I'm just saying quantifiable data, right? Let's look at the numbers, right? You know, and look at the numbers that we put up compared to everybody else. And, you know, I was just talking before the show. I'm like, There's another sports handicapping. Well, there's a lot of sports handicapping YouTube channels, and there's one out there that calls himself the largest sports betting information provider. Okay, I called them out on it. It's like you can say you're the best, and that's kind of like, yeah, you know, maybe you think you're the best and whatever, right? And that's kind of opinion. But if you say you're the largest, that's what we call quantifiable data. And I always play myself down, but I'm not a dumb person, you know. It's like I'm not the smartest person. I certainly say dumb things, and I certainly say things without thinking, and I'm a name caller if I get mad, right? I mean, I'm guilty, right? All those things. But one thing is that I respect quantifiable data. The numbers are the numbers. You can't say you're the largest unless you either have the biggest following as far as numbers or you produce the most content, right? So it's like, you tell me, all right? Here's the numbers from last month. You can see that these guys who said that they have the largest, all right, we're not going to mention their name, okay? These guys right here, okay, I'm not going to say the words. They said they had the most, that they have the largest, that they're the largest data provider. Here's how many people watched their YouTube channel last month. Here's how many people watched our little show. Okay? 970, 769. 200,000 more people watch our show than theirs. And their channel started, you can see the date right there. 2014 they started. August of 2014. Our little thing started September 4th. And what I'm doing is I have all the different people up here. So you can see everybody's numbers. And I'm just calling these guys out, though, specifically. Right? Because of this. And because of this. Okay? All right. I feel better. It's really what it's all about, right? As long as I feel good, everybody feels good. But once again, thanks to Randy and Chris and Andrew, not in that order and in no specific order. But man, I appreciate them also sticking with me. And of course, you know, Chris covers a lot of different stuff, and so does Randy and Andrew. So, and we're always looking for more people. So if you're interested in writing for us, don't send me a stupid email talking about how great you are and all these things and how you're a great picker and things like that. I don't care. Show me your body of work. Show it to me. Show me your body of work. Show me that you can write. Show me that you can do video. Show me those things. We're looking for people. We're building a monster here. And we have really big news coming up at the end of the month. Anyways, guys, how's it going? National Championship Monday. College basketball, afraid as hell to run up against this thing, or just respecting it maybe. And then, the NBA says we don't care. We're going to go with 7. And NHL, I think they're dipping their toe in the water, right? They're not necessarily going full tilt here.
Yeah.
A few games, but not great.
5 games.
Yeah, so kind of like NBA, kind of like, we don't care. We're going to go as business as usual. We're not going to press you. But, if you look here, the latest NHL game is at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So they're kind of, it's almost like Super Bowl Sunday where other people will have some games. And then, once the Super Bowl starts, it's kind of that's it. It's like that's going to be the game.
But there is a lot of quality on the ice today, I will say that.
Yeah. So, speaking of quality, we got the Calgary Flames versus the Montreal Canadiens. Chris, this is a pick 'em.
Yeah, and for me, I don't know if it should be. I think it should be maybe a little bit more towards Calgary here. That's why I'm going to side with the Flames at the cheap price. Montreal snapped that losing streak, but beating a slumping Ottawa team, even with the Sens at home, doesn't move the needle much for me. It's still a Montreal team that's lost 10 of the last 12 home games. Calgary's won 7 of their last 8 on the road. They've been playing better hockey. I'll take Calgary minus 110.
Rod?
Yeah, I'm with Calgary as well. Calgary's 5-0 in their last 5 games. Montreal's 1-8 in their last 9. Calgary's 4-0 this year on a 1-day rest. So give me Calgary here. I think Calgary goes into Montreal and goes on a win.
How about the Rangers and the Islanders, Rod? I just did this pick on the Spread Knowledge software show. Do you agree with Spread Knowledge, or are you going in the opposite direction here?
I'm going to go the opposite way of Spread Knowledge. I'm going to go opposite of the computer. The Islanders,
Wait a minute. Rod sounds a little sick. You okay today? Because I know it's warming up there where you're at.
Oh, I know, right?
It's swimsuit weather.
I'm feeling like death, but I'm still here. So,
and I'll tell you, that's what makes us different. That's what makes us different than all the other shows and all the other websites. We have no excuses. We just keep showing up. Believe me, I had some guy yesterday leave a review on my Facebook page, right? And I can't even block the guy. I can't even remove it because I can't see it because he blocked me, right? So I can't even see his freaking review anymore. And it says he left me a negative review because he said, I don't understand what he does. That was his comment to it. So I said something back to him. He blocks me. Now I can't even see what he wrote. I know he's written other things on there, but I can't even see it. He's a coward. Anyways, go ahead, Rod. I'm sorry.
All good. For me, I'm going with the Islanders here. The Islanders, they've been playing good hockey all year, and they just love playing this Rangers team. They're 16-5 the last 21 against the Rangers. Give me the Rangers here to win it in regulation. The Islanders here to win in regulation, plus 125.
Yeah, I had the exact same thing. Islanders in regulation have also won 8 of the last 10 at MSG. The Islanders are just playing better hockey on the whole of the season, so I'll take the Islanders in regulation, plus 125 as well.
I had to say that I like the Rangers here, and not just because of the software, but because I've been to a lot of Ranger-Islanders games. I lived in New York City for a while, and I sat in the blue seats for some Ranger-Islander games, and gotta say, it's a hostile crowd. It's a tough crowd there at Madison Square Garden, especially in the blue seats. I mean, they do the beat your way Potvin chant. It is what 30 years later now at this point. They're still chanting it, and I was at like a Canucks game, and they're chanting. So it's like that's how much they hate that. Anyways, go to the NBA here. We got. So, while I was switching sports over here, I saw a graphic on Facebook, and it's floating around the internet, where Jimmy Graham is well short of the line on the graphic. And I have to say that I watched the game, and I had the Seahawks, and we all felt, anyone that had the Seahawks with me, we were half point short, right, in that game. And if they would have just kicked the extra point, we win, right? I think that picture's fake. I'm going to say it right now. I think that picture is fake. I think that it's photoshopped, that the line is photoshopped. Because to me, when I saw it live and when I saw all the replays, his head was clearly over the line. It was just a matter of where the ball was. And I honestly think it was a first down. I think that picture that's floating around is photoshopped. Because there's no yard line marker in that photo, right? If anyone's that's seen that photo that I'm talking about, there's no yard line marker there. There's no reference to anything going on there. That looks clearly photoshopped to me. And the yellow line is never that dark that is in that picture. So go ahead.
I only seen the funny one where the line, you see the yellow line, and you see him behind it, and then the line goes deep down, and it's like, yeah, see, this is where they put the line.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting game, that Packers-Seahawks game. I think it could have gone either way. When I came on at halftime, I was pretty convinced that Seattle was going to mount a big comeback. We nailed the second half. I mean, it was easy money, right, with Seattle. But I thought that they had their chances. And I think that when you give up, and we could talk about whether it was a first down or not a first down or any of that stuff, and it's like, who knows what would have happened if Seattle even gets the ball back, right? Because you have 3rd and long. You can't let up that play. That's it, twice. They did it twice. It wasn't just once. They had 3rd and long twice on that drive. Once right at the 2-minute warning, right? And then that one. It was, I don't understand it. It's like they let
That's what killed.
He hit, I think it was Adams he hit, right, on one of them, and then he hit Jimmy Graham, who, on yesterday's show, we talked about how it was possible that he could have a little bit of a coming out party there, and he kind of did in that game. But anyways, we'll get to another game here. We got the Kings against the Magic, and the Kings laying 2 in this one. I can't figure this team out. I say Kings, it's the other team. I say the other team, it's Kings. I'm going to go Kings in this one. I've been on the Magic so much this season, but I'm going to take the Kings here and lay the points. I also think that this one probably goes over, even though the line is trending under. I also like the Lakers minus the 14 against the Cavs. I know the Lakers haven't been great at home with these big numbers, but I don't care. I'm going with the Lakers. Let's go back to the ice. And we've got Flyers and Bruins. Chris?
I was waiting to hear my name after you said the word Bruins. I'm going to lay the juice with Boston here. I'm going to go Boston minus 140. Philly as a home dog is tempting because of how they've played this season. The Flyers are still having issues while Boston's starting to look like they figured it out. They've won 3 straight coming into this one. I think they've snapped out of their funk, so I'll lay the juice with the Bruins on the road here.
Yeah, for me, Boston 6-3 last 9. Flyers are 1-5 last 6. Flyers just haven't looked good like they were at the beginning of the year. So give me Boston. I'll take Boston in regulation and get rid of that juice. Boston in regulation plus 115.
How about Carolina and the Capitals? A little bit of these 4 games that we've gone over, the first 4, are all bettable games, with the lines. Very bettable, especially on a light schedule day. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
Here's the question. Hold on. Sorry. These are the questions I hate. Okay. We just went over the game. You guys both picked the same thing. And here's the question that we get: is Boston money line a bet? It's like, come on. It's like, work with me here, guys. It's like, come on. It's like, I don't know, Chris, can you just tape your picks across your forehead or something? I don't even think that would do it. I think we could literally write the picks across the screen and we would still get that question. I mean, ouch.
I got a lot of advertising space, though, so maybe.
I wear a hat. I posted one of my old Hockey Advisor YouTube videos in our Facebook group, and people say how young I looked. I was 44, and people were calling me an old man then when I was doing those videos. So. Okay. Anyways, go ahead. Wherever you guys were. Cut you off. I think it was Rod.
Yeah.
In this game, Canes and Washington, both teams are 5-2 the last 7. This is going to be a tight game. But for me, I'm going to take a shot with the Canes here. They're 4-1 last 5 against the Capitals. I really like the over in this game. I think they're going to go over. I think we're going to see some goals. I see like a 4-3, 5-4 game. I see a 1-goal game. Give me the Canes on the money line here.
Oh, I see. He said, is that the best play for today? It's like, you guys never said that. It's like we give out, these guys we recap at the end. They kind of say, yeah, whatever. But it's like we're not we do what we can to help and give out our opinion, but we're not like anybody's personal free pick, whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna say the word. It starts with a B. And it's like, I think you might be confusing the format of the show and the concept here. It's like, we're kind of trying to help everybody. We answer questions. We kind of go over things. We have a good time. We say things that have nothing to do with anything. I kind of kill time. People hate that. They get mad at it. Some other people like it. It's like, we go through this every day. But as far as like this on-demand, personalized pick thing, we don't even offer that service for pay. We're certainly not going to do it for free. Can I have your phone number so I can call you? It's like, I get that email all the time. It's like, that ain't gonna happen. It's like, I got people that have been premium members for 10 years. It's like, maybe,
Yeah, for me for this game, Washington on a low line is always going to be tempting, but
it says on the computer pick that I gave the under from the computer and then I took the over. It's whatever the data said. I mean, the data was on the screen. It was crystal clear. So there should have been no confusion there. I'll take a look again to see what it was. But the data was on the screen. I mean, how hard is this? I mean, I did a full screenshot, right, with the data. It's like, I misspeak because I cover a lot of games. But it's like, damn. It's like, I posted the graphic there. It clearly says over. Clearly says over. It's like, I might have misspoke and said under, but it clearly says over. Oh, maybe it's under. I don't know. Whatever it said. Over. Oh, I guess they're both rated the same. Oh, no, under. Under. It's under. Under. All right. There. Under. Computer clearly said under, I believe. Just need to watch. Oh man, maybe I'm just doing something totally wrong. You think if I did less shows, maybe and less videos, maybe they'd be more effective? I don't know. Sometimes like less is more, right? I'm not even sure what to say anymore. Let's just get back to it. Go ahead. I don't know what to do. And you guys help me. That's all I have to say. Tell me. If I'm doing too many that, it makes it like the expectation is higher for me, I don't know. I do the best I can. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Rod, where were we?
I was just going to say, I like Carolina at plus 120 as well. I'm not... Even with a low line, I can't look at the Capitals based on how they played. They were demoralized against New Jersey in their last game, so I'll take a shot with Carolina here as well.
All right, let's go back to let's finish out the NHL, and then we'll Blues and the Ducks. Blues are minus 220 in this thing. Anything here? Any meat on the bone for regulation or puck liner? Rod?
Yeah, you got it. For me, take the Blues on the puck line. They're 16-4-3 at home. Give me the Blues at home here on the puck line. I also like the over in this game. I think we're going to get enough goals to go over that total. And that over 5.5 is a nice plus number. So give me the Blues on the puck line and the over. Blues on the puck line, I'm going to say that is my best bet of the day.
Yeah.
College basketball is a major sport. Tell me this in March. I mean, that college basketball is not a major sport. See what other people say. Go ahead, Chris. I just don't even know what to say anymore, man. It's like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. You know, it's like...
It must be Monday.
It must be Monday, man. I just get killed.
It's the Mondays.
It's part of it's my attitude stinks, right? On Mondays, I've had people tell me that. You know, it's my attitude. It's not what you said. It's your attitude.
Yeah, I'm on St. Louis on the puck line here as
your
well.
Attitude
It's like
stinks, Chris.
Sorry. Okay?
No, you're not sorry. That's the whole problem. Just stinks.
It's like Rod said.
the
Monahan? Lose the money at
Steve
home.
Monahan on here. We should just call him and just say, Steve, we're live. We just want to let you know your attitude stinks.
Yeah, it's like Rod said. The Blues are money at home. Anaheim struggles no matter where they play. Simple as that. I like St. Louis on the puck line. I even like a minus 2.5. I didn't see the odds. I think it was plus 195.
Yeah, about that, I think.
Yeah, I see it being a 4-1 game, 4 maybe 5-1. So yeah, I'll take St. Louis here, win big.
So of these hockey picks, guys, you guys want to just run down your best bets for hockey so we can we'll move on. No, actually, I'll just come back. Hang on a sec. So, is there anything you liked in the NBA today, Chris?
Yeah, the 4 games I kind of keyed in on. I liked. I was going the other way. I like Orlando plus the 2 against Sacramento.
Hey, what's happening? Let me put you on speaker. Okay, we got Steve Monahan here on speakerphone. Steve, you're live on the Puck Dog Show with me and the Puck Dogs, and we just had something to say to you. It's Monday, and we just want to let you know your attitude stinks. Okay, it just absolutely stinks. It's not what you said. It's your attitude. It stinks.
Well, I don't even know what to say to that. I like to think I carry myself with a positive energy, good or bad.
Yeah, well, you thought wrong.
You thought wrong. It's your attitude. We voted. It was unanimous. It's 3-0. Your attitude stinks.
Hey, if the majority rules, what can I say? I'm just going to have to adjust it. I will do the best I can. Sometimes you got to look into your inner self and admit your faults and, be man enough to, take criticism and move forward.
Oh, we just want to make sure that you know that we know. Okay.
You got
that's
4
the whole
days
point
to
here.
shape up, Monahan.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna get back to the show. Thanks, Steve. We were talking here, and I was just like, you know what? You know who would appreciate this discussion? Steve Monahan. Let's give him a call. All right. Talk to you later, Steve. Thanks.
Have a great show, boys.
There we go, Steve Monahan. His attitude stinks.
Yeah. For the NBA, I like Orlando plus 2. I think they're playing well. For me, they're playing better than that. They're more trustworthy than Sacramento right now. I like Indiana minus 2 against Philly. The 76ers on the road, I still can't shake it. Indiana's been pretty good at home. I like OKC minus the 2.5 against Minnesota. Minnesota, Jekyll and Hyde at home and on the road. OKC playing really well no matter where they're playing. I like New Orleans plus 1 against Detroit. I mean, Detroit's at home, but New Orleans has been playing better basketball lately. It's like we've said before. Some of these guys are playing for contracts next year, and I think they're actually starting to play like it. So I like the Pelicans in that spot.
Rod, you got any hoops you like today? Because we're gonna after this, we're just gonna go into college football. We're just gonna go like 10 minutes of straight college football to round out the show. So get it all out of your system here, the hockey and or some NBA or whatever. We'll recap at the very end. So just if you have any NBA or college hoops, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I like OKC.
Thunder up.
-2.5. That Indy line didn't it open +2? I think it opened as Philadelphia is the favorite, and that line's totally flipped now, and Indiana's the favorite. I think it should have opened Indiana. I like Indiana +2, -2. I think Indiana should have been favored all along. I don't know what that +2 is trickery or something, but give me Indiana -2. I like the computer pick that said Boston. Give me Boston today. And I also like Portland. Those are the only 4 basketball I like today.
It's a hard game, that one. All right.
College hoops, I'm going to take Delaware +6. I think that's too many points. I see a 2-3 point game there. And I'm going to take this Alabama A&M -13 over
Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're rushing to the window to bet that one, I'm going to say this as a friend. You might want to take a look at things.
I am not rushing to the window to bet that one.
I mean, things,
I still think they win by 20.
The big picture.
It's not on the best bet list.
College football national championship game, LSU and Clemson. Chris has been covering college football with me for, I don't know, years and years and years. Chris, you're going to look at us when you were talking to you. How many college football games do you think you wrote up this game? 500 this year? 500? 600?
Easily,
1,000?
Yeah. Actually, maybe that's giving me too much credit. Maybe 350 to 400.
I don't know. There's about 60 games a week. There was 14 weeks plus bowls.
Okay, so yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe about 4 to 500.
Yeah. So what do you think of this one? A lot of people putting down that Clemson schedule. Saying they didn't play anybody. Not their fault.
Yeah, not their fault.
They played Texas A&M. Common opponent here is Texas A&M. Both these teams beat them. Both these teams beat everybody. Joe Burrow kind of didn't really come out of nowhere for me, but he came out of nowhere for a lot of people. A lot of people are now Joe Burrow experts all of a sudden. I don't see them cashing their ticket like we did, right? 100 to 1. Chris, what do you think of this game? I mean, LSU offense versus the Clemson defense.
Yeah, I think this is the matchup that we were all kind of hoping to see when the matchups were announced for the playoff. But for me, I started towards LSU, but then as the playoff went on, and as I was thinking about it, the days leading up to it, I'm on Clemson now plus the 5.5. I'm gonna put a little bit of Clemson money line as well. It's like you said, I think the defense is for real, and the offense was they were. You can say, oh yeah, they had a lighter schedule, but the teams that they were playing, a lot of them weren't slouches, and they were beating the snot out of them left and right. LSU had a great offense. They were playing the rest of the SEC. But, I mean, you're giving me 5.5 points with a Clemson team that hasn't lost in 2 years. I'll take it. I think this is a 3-4 point game at most.
Rod?
For me, I don't think Burrow's ever seen a defense like this. I think he's going to end up on his ass a bit today. I hope they beat the snot out of him. But I think the first to 40 wins. I think we're going to get some points. I really like the over in this game. I do. I think first to 40 wins.
Yeah, I saw Dobbins gouge this Clemson defense. Pretty good offensive line for Ohio State. LSU has a good offensive line too. Both these teams are NFL players across the board. A lot of different positions. Clemson returns a lot of players from that national championship team that just won it a year ago. I mean, they didn't just, and it was like, oh, they didn't play anybody. I know they lost a lot of players on that defensive line, but they've replaced them pretty well. they've recruited, the number one recruiting class for year after year after year. And Clemson, I mean, it's slaughtered Alabama last year. So the underdog has cashed 6 years in a row in the college football national championship game. So if you want to know a trend, the public has been wrong 6 years in a row. All right? Clemson, outside of last game against Ohio State in the playoff, was the first time they were ever favored in a playoff game, in a postseason game, since the playoffs started. It was the first time they were favored. That's nuts. I mean, that is nuts. Oklahoma was favored over them. Notre Dame was favored over them. I mean, it's nuts. Right? Just nuts. So being the dog in the playoffs and all that thing, this is nothing new for these guys. These guys woodshed Alabama last year. They beat Alabama 3 years ago. 2 years ago with Kelly Bryant, they lost to Alabama. They played them in the opening round. And it would have been a shame if this would have been the opening round game, which is what they were talking. Is that this was going to be LSU. Ohio State was going to be one, and they were going to get Oklahoma, who needs to go away. Right? I mean, Oklahoma needs to go away. They need to revamp the playoff system. I mean, maybe 1 and 2 get a bye even and add a playoff to get to the next, something like that. It's like, I'm sick of Oklahoma getting slaughtered in these games. I'm sick of Oklahoma giving up 50 points. It's like, so I think you could almost take that game for LSU, and it's a throwout. I mean, that's a throwout game. The SEC, outside of, it wasn't even, when LSU played Alabama, no one even says this, right? I don't know if no one says it, but hardly anyone. I haven't heard it. When LSU played Alabama, Alabama wasn't at full strength. They didn't have their quarterback, everyone was picking for the Heisman Trophy coming into the season and saying number 1 overall NFL draft choice. So I would say that's missing a key component, is what I call that. And believe me, if Tom Brady was out for the Patriots, nobody gives anybody respect, right, for beating them. So why do you get respect? And, I know Jerry Jeudy and Waddle and all those guys, and, they beat them. But it was a track meet, that game. They gave up a ton of points in that game. So saying, like, that Clemson gave up all those points to Ohio State, I don't know. I think Ohio State without Tua could beat Alabama, too.
But look what they did. Look, they gave up points to Ohio State. Then they made the adjustments and came back and whooped them.
Yeah, I mean, and aside from that, I mean, Ohio State was a good team this year. I mean, Ohio State traditionally, look across the NFL at the offense and defensive lines of most NFL teams. They're loaded with Ohio State players. Loaded, especially in the trenches. And LSU, too. I mean, LSU's got big guys on that defensive line. But, I mean, Clemson's done it before against bigger and faster. I don't see how LSU hangs in this game. I just don't see it. I could see Hilaire being effective early, like Dobbins was effective early. But I could see that him running the ball between the tackles working, but I don't see him getting to the outside on some of these swing passes that have worked for him in the SEC. I don't see it working against Clemson. I think Clemson's too fast on the outside, on the corners.
LSU's secondary isn't very good. I think Lawrence can pick them apart.
Yeah, I did a video on the total, so you can go to our YouTube channel and see that. But yeah, I'm sticking to my pick that I've been saying since the beginning of the season, and that's Clemson's going to be the national champions. Until somebody beats them, they are still the national champions. When they walk onto that field tonight, they are the champions. Like, when Mike Tyson fought, Trevor Berbick, right? Berbick was the champion until he got punched in the face, right? So it's like, you need to beat the champ, especially if you get a crack at him like this. It's not, you don't always get a crack at him, but here it is, LSU. You want it? It's right there. You're home. You got a home game, This is a home game for LSU. Make no mistake about it. This is a home game. They're Louisiana
Yeah.
State University, and the game is in New Orleans. I mean, it doesn't get any more home game than that, except if it was in their backyard. This is very much a home game for them.
Eh?
So what's he saying, John? John, what is this? Is that on YouTube? You want the thing? I can do that. Here, I can put it in the comments if you want. This is for the Spread Knowledge software. You can get a trial. I did the show with the picks before, but anyways, we got like 100 people watching here. We got just a few thumbs up, 40 something. So if you guys can hit the thumbs up, it says right here, seriously appreciate it. It costs you nothing. Shouldn't take you more than a couple seconds. But that's pretty much how I feel about things. Anyways, let's wrap it up. I'll be live at halftime of the show, halftime of the game, as usual. There's no rock band for halftime this year. Last year, I think Clemson wanted to invite the Imagine Dragons back after what they did in the second half last year. But I'm going to guess they were probably a little busy or something, or they don't watch football. I don't know what the deal is. But, I mean, I think Clemson should change their theme music to Imagine Dragons soundtrack because, man, that was really one of the epic beatdowns of all time. Chris, let's recap what you got to say today. Look into the camera and tell us what you got. We're going to get Chris something that's like a prop for underneath his neck. That kind of like one of these golf training aids that kind of just like a pencil, you know, kind of like goes like a stick, you know, it just goes under his chin and into his chest and it holds his face up.
You can get one of those cones and then you just put a stick under the cone and then the cone has to...
This attitude just stinks. Go ahead.
All right, let's start on the ice. I like Calgary minus 110 against Montreal. The Islanders minus 140 against the Rangers. I also like them in regulation at plus 125. Boston minus 140 against Philadelphia. Carolina plus 120 against Washington. I like St. Louis minus 1.5 and plus 115 against Anaheim. And minus 2.5 and plus 190. Two-team parlay. I like Calgary money line, and I like St. Louis puck line. For the college football national championship, I like Clemson plus 5.5. I'm going to put a little bit on Clemson money line as well. For the NBA, I like New Orleans plus 1 against Detroit. I like Indiana minus 2 against Philadelphia. I like OKC minus 2.5 against Minnesota. And I like Orlando minus 2 or plus 2 against Sacramento.
Okay. And Rod.
All right, we'll start with hockey. We'll go Canes of Washington. Go with both teams 5-2. I like the Canes on the money line here, and I also like the over. I think we're going to get some goals in that game. Give me Boston in regulation plus 115, and to that guy that yes, you can take Boston on the money line. I think that's a good play today too. The Islanders and the Rangers. Give me the Islanders in regulation plus 125. Another game I see is a 1-goal game. Calgary, Montreal. Give me the Flames on the money line. I think you can even sprinkle some on the puck line on that game. And then my best bet of the day, give me the Blues minus 1.5 on the puck line, and I also like the over in that game. NBA, I really like Boston minus the 9.5. I think it might have moved to 10 now. OKC minus 2.5. I really like in Indiana minus 2. Clemson, I think it moved to 6.5 now. Give me Clemson plus 6.5. Sprinkle some on the money line. I really like the over 67.5. My 3-team parlay for the day in hockey, we're going to go Boston money line, Calgary money line, and Blues on the puck line plus 589.
Okay. All right, sorry about that. Okay, I gave out a bunch of video picks. You guys can just watch those and see who I picked. But I just want to thank everybody who's been part of this college football season for me. I mean, all of you guys that watch our videos, everyone that's visited pickdogs.com. I've thanked the writers 3 times already, so I think that's enough. I don't want them to start thinking too highly of themselves, or I don't want for it to get weird or anything, because some people interpret it that way. But once again, I just want to thank everybody who's been part of this college football season for me. Everyone knows that I try and make it as clear as I can. I grew up loving sports because my father used to take me to the University of Miami college football games. We had Dolphin season tickets, and we would go to those games. But the games that I remember as a kid were the University of Miami college football games. And this was back before the team was any good. And anyone that's ever been to the Orange Bowl in September knows that a noon game in the Orange Bowl in September is 110 degrees, okay? So I grew up in 110 degree heat, sitting out there, not even caring how hot it was, just loving college football. And back then, Miami was an independent team, so the schedule was Penn State, Florida, Notre Dame, Oklahoma. Everybody wanted to play Miami because they were terrible, and they wanted that trip to Miami in November, right? So they played everybody. And that's what I grew up with it. And one of the highlights of my life as a kid was my Pee Wee football team won the state championship, and we got to play a scrimmage at halftime of a Miami Florida State game, and it was at the Orange Bowl. It was like one of the highlights of my life. But when this year started, when the season started, I didn't think I was going to get to do college football with you guys. I mean, I've been in a legal mess behind the scenes. I'm going to tell you guys more about that later on. I'll come clean and tell you guys everything that happened. We'll talk about the results and where we all land after that. But I want to thank everybody that's been part of this college football season with me. Thousands of people that have joined our Facebook group, the hundreds of thousands of people that have watched our YouTube videos, everybody that's done anything in any way to support us, told their friends, hit a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. All of that stuff made this all possible. And I don't know what I would have done. My wife said, I was going to retire. My wife's like, you're just lost. You're just absolutely lost. But I just can't even tell you how much this season has meant to me. It hasn't been our best season picking, that's for sure. But we've had our share of winners. But to me, this has been the most special season. I just want to thank everybody for making it possible. And we're going to continue to deliver bigger and better than everybody else. You're going to see things from us that you've never seen before. Bigger, better, stronger, everything else. So just thanks everybody. It's been amazing. And we'll be back. I'll be back at halftime of the game. I'm going to get myself together. And anyways, I'm going to bring these guys back on. But thank you guys. I just can't even express it in words how much this season has meant to me, to share it with all of you guys and to be able to do that, because I honestly thought in August that I wasn't going to be able to do that. And like I said, we didn't even have a website until October 4th. All right. Grab it back together. Guys, thanks. It's been a great college football season. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with our normal stuff. And I'll see you guys at halftime of the big game. Hopefully we're cashing. Talk to you guys later, man. Have a good day.